What's going on, everybody? Drama22 coming back and give a quick review of what I think defense and how it's playing so far. The game has come out the first 3 days. We know there's bugs, but if you were to start a new franchise, like I'm about to retire and make a new team right now, just understand that the defensive setup is not exactly perfect. So let's say I look at Michigan. All right, Michigan's a 3-4 multiple team. So when you look over there in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see 3-4 multiple. Take a look right here. So 3-4 multiple, that's cool and that's great, right? So that's good. And let's take a look at a 4-star team like Tennessee. All right, Tennessee 4-2-5. All right, so that's what we expect to. That's what we know. All right, now if you're going to a game situation where you're playing against a computer in a play now, and also if you're playing against an opponent, you know you have to select the playbook, right? So let's just do that real quick. Let's go to play now. All right, let me go to the offensive side and let me just go find Michigan again. All right, and now I have the team settings right now set to their playbook 4-3. So that's not a 3-4 multiple. Okay, and then if I go to the SEC and take a look at Tennessee, the way it's set is a 3-4. Okay, so that's not the 4-2-5. So just understand that the playbooks are not accurate for whatever reason. So when you should know what team you're going to play with, understand the personnel. Let me just show you my settings just to show you that my settings are according to team specific. That you might go into a game situation and have your playbook, have your defense all messed up. So, all right, so let's just quickly go over some of the good and some of the bad. I think some of the good things we're going to talk about is going to be definitely the use of the switch stick. That's good. The coverage shells, that's really good as well. And then the way they change match defense for certain defenses are playing a little bit better. For example, cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms is playing the old version of box from 2 years ago. So that's a good thing. I go into some detail about that some more in a lot of my streams and a lot of stuff on my Patreon. And then also the biggest change is probably the way 3 match and how it's matching up now versus all 3x1 formations as well as 2x2. So that alone has kind of made things a little bit better. So you can now use that formation, that coverage in more situations. So that's going to be really good. From a negative standpoint, I will say that man coverage is not that great. It seems that it's not playing as tight as you would like. Maybe they're going to patch that later on. I would also say that there are some little issues now with cover 2. That's a little bit different than in the past. Some of the techniques are a little bit different. We discovered that in the stream. And also if you play quarters coverage as well, even though box is playing like it did 2 years ago, there are now going to be some reintroduction of people going after the coverage like they did 2 years ago. So we need to be aware of that. And also there's some questions about the way the corners are playing versus in-breaking routes when it's versus a spread set. There are times where I'm wondering if they're playing mod technique or if they're not playing mod technique, if they're playing zone technique. It's a little bit funky, okay? So that's something that we need to just kind of work on and work through. The pressure schemes seems to be coming in extremely easy. And I think if you want to blitz and pressure, I think they did that on purpose so that people will now have to make the adjustments because on offense, you have your new revamped blocking schemes that you can now have multiple options on how you want to block. Okay, so that's a good thing. I will say though, if you're from a defensive point of view, you do not want to do too much. Okay, you really want to focus on your core plays and don't try to do too much. Same thing on offense. They don't really allow you to do too much within each playbook on offense as well. But the reason why is because the offense has the ability to go no huddle at different tempos, as you see here. And if you try to make too many adjustments, sometimes I notice that the game is a little sticky and it may not take your adjustments into action, and you're sitting there wondering what happened. And also be very, very cautious of checking your defense, like pressing and looking at the assignments pre-snap, because that requires your right stick to move up. And if the ball is snapped when that happens, there's a great chance you're going to be using a corner or somebody else, and that could lead to a one-play touchdown, all right? So those are some of the pitfalls overall. the game is definitely new. It's fun. I like the fact that we have obviously the dynasty mode where we can actually get scouting, and that's always a fun process. And then the strategy part is going to be a little bit different too than what Madden is. Overall, just remember, college football is about execution, okay? Executing at a high rate and not heavy on the scheme, okay? So just whatever offense you might have run in Madden, you probably just want to pare it down just a little bit. And also when it comes to the custom playbooks, there's not a lot of incentive to create a custom playbook, because the custom playbook set system right now is a little bit wonky. The plays are not in alphabetical order. It's hard to save. It's hard to share. So making playbooks is going to be tough compared to how it's been in the past. So you're probably going to want to run just a very small custom. And just remember, you cannot use your customs against any, you cannot use it in the CFP mode. You can't use it right now in that mode. So, and I'm pretty sure you cannot use it in the Ultimate Team mode either. So you can only use it against the computer, and in Dynasty mode, you can use it against the computer or against a human. But it's still very wonky with the way it's set up. So just don't have a lot of expectations for that. But overall, I think the game, I would give it a solid B-. I was expecting the game to be a little bit more clean, especially since it's been 11 years and it's had a lot of Maddens to work off of. Some of the issues I was a little bit disappointed with, but you know what? We all know that the game is going to be patched multiple times. So hopefully they can kind of fix some of these things. All right, guys, I want to give you this quick review overall, with really just a coverage review and just a defensive review. Check out my stream. I'll be on later on. I'll be on more often, obviously during this time. And then from this point on, I'm definitely going to be doing live streams of my gameplay at least once or twice a week. I'll let you know what it is. If you want more information, if you want to learn more about real football and learn more about how to play the game from a realistic standpoint, come over to the Patreon. You can get information about real football, about how it corresponds with the game. And then obviously when I start making like game plans and playbooks in the future for this game and for Madden, it's all going to be there for you. I'm going to be doing NCAA content and Madden content all on the same channel. No, it's not going to be two different channels or two different things. So you can come over there and you can get whatever you want, from just getting tips at the basic level, or you can just work with the coordinator level, and we could try to get this thing really going, come up with a game plan specifically for you and go from there. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, let me know. Appreciate you guys with the support, and I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.